Good morning, Rabbi Sai. The Eli nishmas imi mirosirus bas Mordechai. The Parnas HaChodesh Shmuly Hecht in honor of Dovid Zlatnik F200, Akiva Sulkowitz F94, Sholom Rand F202. These guys are going to love today's sugya. It's all about basar. Sholom Rand sent me a picture of Shabbos of a platter of meat. He's here in Eretz Yisrael. You see the background, it's in Yerushalayim. Platter of meat. Like, where do you get? It says he brought it in from America. Like all these different types of meat just for Shabbos. They live it. Shmuly Davidowitz. I think that's what it is, right? Where's Yeshua? Davidowitz. B202. And the official 8-minute Daf Yomi committee. By Elly Berman, Schlissel Berman, in memory of my father, Zev ben Yaakov Shimon's yahrtzeit. He's looking down, he's very proud to know. So look at this. Then he added this. He says like this. It's a big schos for the neshama of Zev ben Yaakov Shimon, who's shepping nachas, that we were all learning the daf together. My father was very into Sholom, that everyone get along, and bino machloikis. We're one big family like MDY. Rebelli, thank you. Eli Schlissel, Chala Berman. Shmuly Berman on the plane. Yankee Berman, king recruiter of MDY. Yitzy Sulkowitz. Chesky learner. Shai Klatanik. Israel Aaron, Svik Latanik. And Mati Berman, my youngest son. All learning with MDY and all grandchildren of Zev ben Yaakov Shimon. It's unbelievable. What a mishpacha. Here. The best picture he was able to send me is of me. And I guess there's a Berman somewhere in here. This guy. And here is the Rosh Mishpacha, the baker himself. It's unbelievable. Ganze Mishpacha. Okay? Yaakov Herber, Lili Nishmas, my mother, Bracha Chaya Basya, R Chaim, yahrtzeit on Sunday. Mayor Planka, who was here last night, gewaldige guy from Toronto. You know, he says that there's about 50 guys in Toronto in the Chabura there. So we go to Toronto. Here he is, Mayor Planka. Shalom Aleichem, Remeir. Here, get over here. Come say hello to the Olam. Lead the nishmas, the yahrtzeit, my Zaydi, Moshe Ben Alexander Wishing R Eli, the whole MDY team, and Chabura, a wonderful Yom Tov. Shkoyach Meir, Shalom Aleichem. Here, let's hug it out. Shkoyach. Say hello to the Toronto Chabura. Okay, gewaldig. Yitzy Nachfolger, Refuas Shlema for Chaim Menachem Ben Rachel Freda, or Refuas Shlema for Aharon Yosef Ben Sarah Ben Hachacham Nahoom Shlita. I know this guy very well. Nahoom. We're not going to say who it is, but Beitzah Hashem should be out of the hospital before Sukkot. Rabbi Sai, real quickly. First of all, tomorrow's Yom Tov, so I just wanted to remind the Olam and explain a little bit, because people have a difficulty with this. MDY has a kollel with 10 guys, but it's really our kollel. It's not just, MDY and a kollel. The kollel is a Daf Yomi kollel. And the kollel helps the shir, because I learn with them, I discuss the sugya with them, they throw ideas, we go for at least an hour a day. So the kollel is our kollel, and if anybody wants to be mishtatif, people are already mishtatif, we want to give them, they are doing, like I said, a 600 daf test. 600 daf from Brachas Daf Beis. That's incredible. Think about 600 daf a test on all 600. So they work really hard. They memorize the dafim. So if anyone wants to be mishtatif, all you have to do is get in touch with Daf Baramad, to Yosef, send them the money, just allocate it to the kollel. Now, we got to talk about this, the Gemaras, big stuff. Again, if you bring a friend, you get the one and only Art Scroll edition, the MDY Art Scroll edition. I believe there's already 85 of us chevra, that got new people to come, 85. I myself tried, I need to get one of these Gemaras. And they might be nice to me. You cannot just buy it. No, can't buy it. You have to bring your friend. There's no way to get it. The only way to do it, so that's why I'm a little worried that the Nissan is not going to give me a Gemara. So I started recruiting. I told this guy I was an amazing shir, and the great Maggid shir, and he says, "Who it is?" I said, "Me." He said, "Walked away from me." I'm a shugana, talking about himself again. Chaim Lowenstein brought a guy in. Alexander Brenner, Shmuly Bernal brought one. Akiva Sulkowitz, F94, Pesach Waxman, your Pesach, Reb Pesach Waxman. Dovid Zlatnik, Shalom Aleichem. He finally got a guy. Guy doesn't do anything. Sits around all day, doesn't bring anybody in. Finally, here he is. Now he's like the head, the guy. How many guys did Dovid? He came with the 30 Gemaras to the Siyum. He gave out 30 Gemaras, David. Simcha Lichter, David Cantor, Jay Nathanson. Oh, I have a picture of Jay. I didn't realize this, okay? I'm just reading this for the first time, but Jay Nathanson, picture of him on the train. So he brought a guy. Maybe it's this person right over here. It's a woman, I don't know. Okay. Mordechai Sapaznik, we know what that is. Aaron Waltush. Avromi Gross. Mendy Eisenberg. David Davidowitz. Kasriel Silver. Penny Peretz. Yochanan Sulkowitz. Ari Lehman F. 249. Ari Lehman F. 249. Is there more? I don't know. Oh, here we go. Yisrael Frudenberger, whatever, you'll have to figure it out. David Vandeveld, Itan Barev, Mark Siegelman, Yeshkoyach for all. Glenn Ackerman at the famous Esrick store. Noam Fix, who's here every day basically, but he goes once a year to America to sell Roigim, supporting MDY. I mean, the Chaver from MDY. Wow, we have no time for emails. So boys, if you want to get one of those free Gemaras, and you want to, what do you have to do? You have to go to growtheshir.com if you want the Gemara, and you tell your friend to go to join.dafyomi.com. Join.dafyomi.com. They go there, they get a free Gemara with the logo on it, but they don't care about the logo yet because they're not part of the show. But we do care about the logo, and fine. Depends how long he's off the derech. Yaakov Sitra, no. He's part of it. Stop it. No. Hello, Rebelli. I want to tell you how much you've changed my life to appreciate and enjoy learning so much more. I started learning with you from the beginning of Sukkot, which I made a siyum on. I enjoyed it so much as it makes learning exciting, fun, and not some boring magachir. I find myself learning random times of the day, which I would have never done before. I also look forward to your shir and do chazar every day, every night. I personally want to thank you for all you do. By the way, I daven for Yom Kippur and asked Hashem, unbelievable, Yishkoyach, I really appreciate it, and asked Hashem to give you the strength and the ability to keep giving your awesome shir, then Hashem should give you and your family all the best for you, for all you do for Klal. Thanks, Anonymous. How do people have time for this? Think about other people during Shemona Esrei. Amazing. Shkoyach Gadol. You did. Oh, Avi bought Psichel and Ila, and he had the entire MDY Chabur in mind. He told me so right before. Shkoyach Avi. You'll see big changes. Aaron Meislik. After learning that the money spent for Shabbos and Yom Tov is not calculated in the yearly intake, since it's paid back, my wife got to know about that and was wondering if this deal works as well for clothing. Before I had a chance to answer, she was out shopping, all in the name of Shabbos and Yom Tov, and she's definitely going Beis Shammai style. Yeah, that's the Chavetz Chaim for Shalom Bayis. But no, there's no problem before she learns this halacha. He comes home and he opens his mouth. I hope this ends well, he says. On this note, thank you for giving me a daily cheshik and learning and a Gemar Chasima Toiva. Aaron Meislik, Yishkoyach. Oh, we got to read this one. H.O. is Mendy Greenblatt. I guess it means who. Okay, if you know who wrote this, no shilas here. This is from Yossi, the stress relief from Superior Plumbing Supply. Hi, Rebelli. It's right before Shabbos. I don't have an extra minute, but I have something to tell you. I cannot wait. You said you don't know who Mendy is, if it is Hasidish or not. Look, I don't know either, but I can tell you what he's for sure. He's a true Lamed Vuv Tzaddik. Working around the clock, taking care of a ton of phone calls. T-U-N-E. A ton of phone calls. Since we established the phone number where people can call in to sign up for free Gemuras, I'm not going to spell that one, G-M-A-O-R-A-S. He already registered close to 100. I can't make fun of him. He's such a tzaddik, this guy. Mamish, Bemis. Tzaddik. He's a Lamed Vav. So 100 people, you hear this? They have this phone. He decided that Hasidim, they don't have smartphone, so he started a real phone, one of those old, those things that you call people on. So they did that. Since I have the mic in the hand, I want to tell you about another Lamed Vav Tzaddik. Shmuly Rosenberg is putting in a tremendous amount of hours. Last but not least, I hope this is spelled correctly, he writes in parentheses, I'm not joking. But he did. Last but not least, Mark Ashkenazi, always on the front of any mitzvah that needs to be taken care of, and working in the financial part, making sure the money's taken care of. These are the quiet ones who don't get any big attention, working hard behind the scenes. Hashem should bless them all with bruchas said in the Torah. Thanks, your belly, for all you do. YK Muncie. Yossi Klein. Shkoyer Gadol. Okay, we're done for today. This will have to wait. Moira Veraboisai. Today is Daf Yutes. The Masechtas Beitzah. We're holding the second line down. Parabah. Kli Shenitma Meridian. So yesterday we're discussing perfect timing, Ruvain. We just finished the emails. We just discussed yesterday how you're not allowed to be toivel, a kli in the mikvah on Yom Tov. So, kli shenitma merev Yom Tov. If this kli became tameh before Yom Tov, eimad bil and I say bein hashmoshes. Bein hashmoshes, the famous suffix in all of Shas. Well, this. We don't even know what ben hashmoshes. When it's a suffix, if it's night or day. So on the tzad that it's night, we're not even going to go there. According to Rabbi Yossi, it's a keherifine, it's a split second. Otherwise, it could be up to 9 minutes. The whole entire ben hashmosh could last for 9 minutes. The point is, we don't know if it's night or day, and if so, it might be night. And if it's night, it's already Yom Tov, and you can't be toivel kli on Yom Tov. Don't be toivel kli bein hashmoshes. What's going on here? Reb Shimon Shizuri Yomer af b'cholim abila yisai. Why are you telling me a chiddush of erev Yom Tov? It might be Yom Tov. I'll tell you something else. If it's just a regular weekday, nothing to do with the Yom Tov, it's Tuesday evening, and you want to be toivel kli and it's bein hashmoshes, we don't allow you, we stop you. Why? The famous halacha, and there's a pasuk here, I'll pull it out earlier than necessary. There. This is a two psukim. Uba shemesh v'tahir. When the sun goes down, then you become tar. You can go to the mikveh 12 o'clock in the afternoon, and it's suspended, your tefillah. You're somewhat tar for chulin, but you're not completely tar for truma. When do you become completely uba shemesh? Va'achar. And afterwards, yocham and Hachacham. For Hachacham, you have to wait until Herav shemesh. So this guy is going to the mikvah to be toivel as kli at bein hashmoshes. So you have to assume that, why is he going now? What happened? He's going now because he wants to chaparain before nightfall. But it's already night. It might be night. And he's not going to chap. He's going to think he was yahrtzeit tefillah, and he's going to wait until after shkia, and then he's going to use his kli. But he doesn't have a herav shemesh. He has to wait another 24 hours until there's a complete herav shemesh the next day. Today's too late already, because it's as if he's toivel it at night. If a guy goes to the mikvah, toivel is kli, 9 o'clock at night. There's no herav shemesh. He has to wait till the following day night, and then he can use it. So if it's bein hashmoshes, it's like 9 o'clock. I don't know when it is. I don't know if it's night or day. So any day of the year, you have to stop this guy and tell him, don't go. Hey, you're not allowed to be toivel. Because you're assuming he doesn't know what's going on. You're assuming that he thinks that it's daytime, and he's just going to wait a half an hour until nightfall, and then he's going to use the kli. What's going on here? What? Everybody agrees to this idea. I saw these Talmid Chacham discussing this. We're discussing a case, whether or not I could decide by the way he's acting. What is he doing? This guy's running. You see a guy running to the mikvah. Why is he running? Well, so you understand? You chap. He's running because he knows the halacha. He knows that he has to get there before shkia, before nightfall. So you don't have to worry about him. What's the case? He's holding on to a kli to be toivel, and he runs during nishmas. He knows the halacha. Just he's a little late, No. So by the time he gets to the mikveh and he looks around, it's already Ben Hashmashas. I can't use this kli for another 24 hours. Why is he running? He's a Talmud Chacham. He knows the halacha. The fact that a guy is running means nothing. Maybe he's running to get back to work. He's a busy man. Nothing to do with the halacha. So Rabbi says, and I told these guys, these Talmud Chacham discussing in yeshiva, if the guy is running, no, we could assume 95% of people running. You see these guys, right, with the towels, and the guys going, they know what they're doing. That he knows the halach. So, where's my thing? Oh. This is a sheretz. It's not alive. I had a horror yesterday. Somebody told me that it looks alive, my sheretz, in the other picture. This is dead, okay? Pretend he's dead. Like this. Sheretz is metama. But how much? So it goes like this. The whole Torah is kizayis, really. Most things in the Torah. A dead person, the size of an olive. But a sheretz is special. It could be mitama b'chadasha, like a lentil, much smaller. So we're talking about a guy that's an amaritz. He comes to ask a dumb question that every person that learns Daf Yomi knows. He says, what happens if a sheretz, tiny piece of a mouse, less than a kadasha touched my kli? Does it become tummy or not? So since he's not 100%, he's a shtickle amaritz. He's not 100. So who doesn't know the halacha kadasha? Me. Okay, besides me, all the other Talmid Chacham know this stuff. It's very rare that in those days they didn't know. Like everything was tum and tire. Everything. You know that they had a hotel for women. They used to ship them off to hotels. Used to Tame, stay over there. Don't come next to our food, because if you're home, you're going to touch this, you're going to touch that. Just go over there. And they wore special clothing. Said, I am Tame clothing. I mean, their whole life was about tum and tire. We have no clue. We're all Tame. We don't even what? That's after they give birth. Before they give birth, they have kids. Then the Bedach Lama half the year. Where's your wife? Okay, fine. He comes to ask a question. Sure, by the way, there's another chart here for sheretz. Let me show you. It's the famous sheretz chart, if you're new to this. These are the Shmoyne Shrotzim. If you are new to the shir, which one of these shrotzim is the classic sheretz? So you think you're not new to the shir. You need to know this. The lizard, this guy, is the sheretz, not the mouse. And once he's mentioned it, tzav in Hebrew means a turtle. So I put an X on it. It's not a turtle. Tzav, l'chayr, according to most Rishonim, is a toad. Not a frog, a toad. Okay, fine. But that's the Shmoyne Shrotzim. These are special. They have special tuma b'kadasha. Because he's an amaritz and he doesn't know the shear of a kadasha of a sheretz, so he doesn't know that what? Dead. Right. Okay, fine. Let's go back to this. I wasn't going to put, and these are such beautiful, colorful pictures. I wasn't going to put dead shrotzim. These are all dead. If they're not dead, okay. Here we go. You ruined the picture. Okay, that's how they are. They need to be dead. Yes, thank you. I thought everybody understood that. No, a live animal does not give off tumah. A live human being could be tummy. A live animal can never be tummy. When they're dead, they're tummy. So, but yeah, it's a good aura. We got to remember it. But for the picture purposes, I'm going to start. I have a good dead mouse picture. You know, it's a cartoon. You put in a hedgehog, dead hedgehog cartoon. Nobody drew that thing. Okay. But the other man says, listen, Her Shemesh, like I just showed you, and there's another pasuk. This idea of Her Shemesh, of you need the sundown, that's in the Torah. So even Amaritzim, they know about Herav Shemesh. They just don't know Shiurim. They didn't go to yeshiva, so they don't know. It's possible that a guy doesn't know about a Kadasha, but he knows about Herav Shemesh. Okay. Now, done. New sugya, new masechta. It says in the Mishnah, umadbilim migav agav. On Yom Tov, you could be toivel something from one reason to another reason. If you were toivel something for A, you can go ahead and be toivel for B. What does that mean? Torah bono. Keitza migav agav. Haroitz last is gitoy agav kadoy. In other words, very, very simple. He has a kli that he was going to press grapes, and he put it in the mikvah. So is this thing tar? 1,000%. The next day he decides, but I don't want to do grapes, I want to do olives. So for some strange reason, he goes back to the mikvah to be toivel it. Now it's a mistake. He doesn't have to. But because he didn't do anything, he didn't accomplish anything, so it's allowed on Yom Tov. The only time you're not allowed to be toivel kli on Yom Tov is if it looks like you're fixing something. But he didn't fix anything. It's already fixed. It's already tar. You're allowed to take a tar kli and put it in a mikvah on Yom Tov. It's tar. That's what happened. For whatever reason, this guy thought that if he had the wrong machshava, he took the machshava idea to a whole new extreme. That when you go to the mikvah and you put it in the mikvah, you have to think about what you're going to do with the kli. It's a mistake. Same mistake. And for wine, for oil and oil for wine, oisa, you could do it. You don't need to be toivel again. But if you were toivel again, you're not over anything, even if you did on Yom Tov. That's what it says. You're allowed to put it in the mikvah again on Yom Tov if that's what you want to do. Makes you feel better. Al pi Kabbalah, there's something about being toivel for the thing. Fine, do it. No, you don't have to machshava. You put in the you put it. You already were toivel it l'shem tvila. Just you didn't think you're going to do it for grapes. You don't have to have that much. What does it mean? You went to another chabura. Yeah, a guy, a korban pesach. You eat in a group. You decide you want to be in this group. You could go to another group. So if you went to the mikvah, he was toivel it because he thought he was going to go with the wrong group. Then he went to another. Same idea. It's a mistake, but he wants to be makbid and put it in the mikveh again. He's allowed to do it even on Yom Tov, where typically you're not allowed to be toivel kli on Yom Tov. Over here, since the kli is tar, you're permitted. Says the Heilige Mishnah, sponsored by Fishel. Where's Akiva? What's the name? Brian Abasenta Dvar says Akiva. Balpeh. I don't have to put in my Gemara anymore. I'll just ask you. What's the next one? That one you don't know. You better look it up, man. What? It's not that new. I just forget it all the time. Says the Mishnah, Beishamai oimrim mevim shlomim ve'ein tzomkim aleihem. Rabbi Zai, Sukkot is coming up tomorrow. Mashiach comes today. We need to know, what do we have to bring tomorrow? We had the kasha on Pesach. Sukkot is a little different. Not very different, a little different. Everybody must bring Shalmi Chagiga. You have to bring a Shalmi Chagiga. Every kid in your family, bring that sheep, $500 a person. It's a lot more expensive than Ezra, I can tell you that. Now, there's other shlamim. Shalmi Simcha is also a shlamim. Shlamim means that you shecht it. Some of it goes on the mizbech. A very small part goes on the mizbech. The rest you get to eat. Everybody must bring a Shalmi Chagiga. So there's millions of Jews, millions of Karbanas. Shalmi Simcha is especially the Samachta B'Chagecha of the Yom Tov of Sukkot. The Samachta B'Chagecha is tomorrow. The hardest mitzvah in the Torah is Samachta B'Chagecha. To be happy in the entire Sukkot, not to be upset at your wife, not that. Okay. The Shalmi Chagiga, if you run out of meat, you have to bring a korban on Yom Tov. You have to bring a korban, you have to eat on Yom Tov. And you have to be Samech B'Yom Tov. So you have to bring another one. But you're not mechuyv. What if you have leftover? What if you're a single person and you had one sheep? And the last year, you don't have to bring this guy. But just in case you run out of meat, you bring this guy. And Shalmi Nedava is if you want to bring in a dove. That has nothing to do with the Yom Tov. This is just a regular shlamim you want to bring as an adab. Okay. So Bishamai say, Mevim shlamim, ve'ein soimchim aleim. Every time you bring a korban, there's a mitzvah to lean with all your might, with all your weight on the animal's head. But you can't do that on Yom Tov. Why can't you do it on Yom Tov? Because you can't use an animal on Yom Tov. You're not allowed to ride an animal, you can't put your weight on the animal. If the animal slips out, you're going to fall to the floor. That means that the animal is holding you up. You're not allowed to do that on Yom Tov. It's a shvus. It's this is the Rabbanim. Aval loy oilos. Okay, so now let's talk about oilos. On Sukkos, you must bring a oilas re'iyah. Okay, so now we have two korbanos you have to bring. Shami chagiga, oilas re'iyah. You bring an oila, no matter what. Every zachar brings a oila. Oilas re'iyah for Yom Tov, every Yom Tov. Sukkos, Pesach, Shavuos. Now there's other oilos. Every single day we do a tamid, it's an oila. Every Shabbos, Rosh Chodesh, Musaf, that's an oila. And then there's the oilas nadava. If I want to bring an oila and I'm not going to eat any of it, it all goes in the mizbech, that's an oilas nadava. So these are the type of oilas, these are the type of shlam. Says the Mishnah, Avaloi oilas. You cannot bring an individual, your private oila on Yom Tov. So that's machlok. Beisil say no. Mevim shlamim v'oilos. You could bring both. V'soimchin aleim, and you do smir. So they argue on two things. First of all, you can put all your might on it, you soimach. And the other thing is, you bring shlamim and oilos, you even bring an oila on Yom Tov. Says the Gemara, Amar Ula. Machlok is b'shami chagigi l'smoich. This is the first, remind me, Leiby says this is the first machlokes of all time. What, that in the Shmuly Hecht thing? Oh. Where is it? Where do we learn B'chayros? Okay. So Ula says like this. The machlokes is only on a shlamim. Which shlamim? The shlamim chagiga, the one that we have to bring on Sukkos. Whether or not you lean on it. And then another machlokes, v'oilas re'iyah l'karev. When do you bring this one? Could you bring a oilas re'iyah on Yom Tov? That two machlokes. Smicha, leaning on this. When do you bring this as a carbon? Does this push off Yom Tov oilas re'iyah? Do you just wait to Chalamayit or something? Says the Gemara. Is Lashem Chagiga in oilas re'iyah loy. Ubesil sarvi Lashem called the Lashem. Anything that's Lashem, even the oila, you bring it. Aval nedarim nedava is the re'akol and krevim b'Yom Tov. It's not Lashem. This is your own thing that you decided has nothing to do with Hashem commanding you, so you don't bring a neder and a dava on Yom Tov. V'chein Amar Rav Hava, he also agrees, nedarim and nedavos ein krevim b'Yom Tov. You don't bring nedarim and nedavos. Says the Gemara, Meisvei Omer B'Shimon ben Elazar le'nechleku beisham v'sil ala oila she'ena shel Yom Tov she'ena kreva b'Yom Tov. There's no machlokes b'sham v'sil. Everybody agrees that an oila that doesn't belong on Yom Tov, you don't bring it on Yom Tov. Okay? V'al shlamim she'im shel Yom Tov she'krevim b'Yom Tov. There's no machlokes in those two. When the shlamim belong to Yom Tov, the chagiga, you bring it on Yom Tov. Where's the machlokes? Al oila shehi shel Yom Tov v'al shlamim she'enam shel Yom Tov. So you see over here, I'll just put it over here to make it easy. Shlamim she'em shel Yom Tov. If the shlamim does not belong to Yom Tov, what is it? Is it shalmi? I don't know what. Any shlamim that's not part of Yom Tov. Or even a shalmi simcha, it's not part of Yom Tov. If you don't have meat, whatever. Shev Yom Tov, nedava. Shebei shamay oimrim lo yavi, ubesil oimrim yavi. So here's the machlokes, einam shel Yom Tov, machlokes. But the problem is that according to Ula, everybody agrees, even Beisil agree, you don't bring it. And over here it says yavi. Beisil say yavi. You do bring a shlamim that doesn't belong to Yom Tov. Ula says you do not. Taritz, so you have to be doichik and now change the wording now. You're going from the blue to the red. Shlamim she'enam shel Yom Tov likulam aser. It's aser. I mean, that's not the exact wording, but the point is that even according to Beis Hillel, it's going to be aser. Where over here we said that according to Beitzah it's mutter. Omer b'shem ben Elazar le'nechel b'shem Beitzah al oila ushlamim she'enam shel yantiv she'enam krevim. Everybody agrees you don't bring it. We're going to be doichik the lashon to fit in ta'ula. Amanechel al oila shel yantiv. The whole machlokes is the oila that belongs to yantiv, like oila sriya. Shebishamay oimrim lo yavi, or we still oimrim yavi. Fine. Rav Yosef Amar, why do you have to change words around, make it into the red? Tanoi shekaz ma'alma. What? You don't have enough tanoim in the world? The other tanoim out there, and therefore Ula found another tana, and he doesn't have to flip anything. You're right. The brisa that says the blue, that's a problem with Ula. But there's another brisa that says red. I don't have to change the blue into red. There's another brisa out there. The Sanya Shlomim Abayim Machmazon the Biyantiv. Bishamay Oimrim Somech Aleim Erev Yantiv V'Shoichatam Biyantiv. Ubisil Oimrim Somech Aleim Biyantiv V'Shoichatam Biyantiv. Okay. Aval Nidarim Unidavais. Here goes Ula. Turn to Daf Yomi base. Divrei Hakol Ein Kreim Biyantiv. That's Ula. That a neder nidava, something that doesn't belong to the Yom Tov. Everybody, divrei Hakol, Likul Alma. It's aser. That's a Mefurish Brisa. So we have a machlokes in the Brisas, and Ula picked one Brisa. We just turned to Amud Beis, sponsored by the MDY Tehillim group. For all those who need Shidduchim, Refuas and Yeshuos, please join us at tehillim.com, and sponsored by Natan Khoshnood, in Schos, my children, R Kollel and Yaakov Ben Davidowitz, that they should be both do well in Eretz Yisrael and have a cheshik for Torah, mitzvahs, and yira shamayim. Says the Gemara, now we're going to talk about a machlokes. It's going to take a while to develop this machlokes that's similar to the machlokes we just said. The Sanya. Great. If a guy has, I don't know how it's going to be in the time of the Beis Hamikdash. Me personally, when I fly from America to Eretz Yisrael, I don't say Gaimel, but most people don't agree to that. But let's say you say that you do have to say Gaimel because you cross the ocean. So in the time of the Beis Hamikdash, you'd have to bring a carbon. You'd have to bring an animal. It's not you can't just go 2 seconds. You take a $500 animal, go all the way to the Beis Hamikdash, and bring 40 loaves of bread.
No one's going to be mocked without that going on.
No. Why each person? Each person. Yeah, you have 10 kids. That's 12 animals and 12 times 40. No, Rabbi side 12 times 40. That's a lot of bread. A lot of bread you're schlepping. They had a lot of chadai. How did they bring all the carbon Pesach? All the carbonus Pesach? Millions. 3 mishmaris. It's a logistic nightmare. By the way, Schlissel Berman, he's going to be in business for Beitzah. It's crazy. Imagine 40 breads per person. Now he sells 1 challah per person. Now he's going to sell 40. No way. No. Anyway, and the whole famous thing, why 40 breads? Because when you have a simcha and you want to thank HaKadosh Baruch Hu, you bring all your friends, because the only way you can finish up the breads, you have to finish it within one day. You have the day and the night. So you have to mamish, you have to invite a lot of people. I don't know how they finish all the breads. If it's a whole family like that, I don't know. Oh, fine. Seminary girls. Very good. You heard what he said? Nice Yevachim, seminary girls. There's a lot of truth to that. They could eat you out. It's not shaykh. Yeah. When you're not looking, you'll never see them eat, but somehow everything on the table disappears. You look away and also. Anyway, yeah. What? No.
Don't say it.
All right. Now I'm red. Oh my gosh. Not repeating the joke. Sorry. You have to be come to the basement. You want to hear those jokes? Come to the basement.
I trust Joseph.
He knows how to up the volume. Oh my gosh. They'll shut us down. They'll take us off YouTube. Cancel culture. He just made fun of all redheaded seminary girls.
No, they don't care about that. They care about the animals.
You just made fun of the animals. Okay, here. Wow. Okay, Givaldik. Shkoyach. He's getting worried. There's no jokes today, no mice, there's nothing. It's just straight out learning. What's going to be? Shkoyach Avi Factor, stepping in, as usual. The Sanya, you were here last night with his joke with the hair in the mikvah. Ooh. Because your stuff is worse than mine. Natan Khoshnood can't print any of my stories. What about yours? It's like now, from the 40 breads, here, we got the pasuk. Beautiful. Who thought about this? Yaakov Herber. Part of the breads, 10 of them are chametz. And if you can eat chametz on Pesach, so you can't bring the taida. Finished. You can't bring 30 out of the 40. I'm not going to bring only the matzah ones and not the chametz. You have to do it the way it is. So Pesach is out of the question. You can't bring a carbon taida on Pesach. V'loy b'atzeres, and not on Shavuos, mipnei shu Yontif. It's a voluntary carbon. You can't bring a voluntary carbon on Yontif. Can't be Michal Yontif. Now, maybe I should bring it on Chalom Bayit Pesach. No, it's chametz. Ava maybe Adam Tedas v'Chag Sukkos. You can bring it on Chalom Bayit, as the Gemara is going to say in a second. Rabbi says it's amazing. Again, we're talking about Sukkos. Dapim about Sukkos. This whole Amud is about Sukkos coming up in a day. And since we're talking about Sukkos, I'm super excited about Sukkos because for 5 days straight, there's going to be a shir in my house. And yesterday, Benzi Novak came over to me and said, I'm sponsoring Friday breakfast. And he's unbelievable. They know how to do it in their house. They're going to be cheesecakes, shakshuka. He was described as he was talking. I was like, "Mamish, the water dripping out of my everything." We're gonna have. Here he is. This is his son, Shkoyach. And today he's busy at 6 o'clock in the morning. He's sending me. So what color tablecloths and what this and that. It's gonna be unbelievable. Bagels from Yerushalayim. He's not masupik with the bagels here. I hope the guy from the bagels is not. Holy Bagels is amazing. I'm buying from Holy Bagels. But we have Castell wine every single day on the tables, sponsored by Simon Jacobs. Cases of Castell wine. I'm not joking around. It's the real thing. I don't know what year.
2022.
He did give me a $500 bottle Erev Shabbos. I'm not kidding. Magnum, Castell Magnum, 2000. I think it's about $500. It's crazy. How was it? You don't open up a bottle like that. Stam. When he comes over, we'll have to open it. What?
Shabbos is stuff. It's just him.
No, it has to be. No, my brother was here, but my brother doesn't appreciate wine. I don't want to waste it on him. He made Avdallah on Castell, my brother. He's like, and then he mixes some grape juice in it. I'm sugar now. I'm gonna open up a bottle of Castell for him. Crazy.
I'll edit that out.
Fine. So anyways, if anybody wants to come, everybody's invited. I hope we have enough room in the sukkah. I hope 50, 60 people will show up. It'll be fine. There's going to be a chef every single morning, besides on Friday because it's shakshuka, but every morning there's going to be a chef making omelets and pancakes. And I'm going to have coffee and iced coffee and vanilla. I have the slushy machine, the thing. It's going to be unbelievable. So breakfast is after davening in Bnei Yeshivas. So it's approximately 10:30. There's a lot of eating and a little learning going on. It's sukkah's atmosphere. It's geschmack in the sukkah. It's unbelievable. Fine. If anybody wants to sponsor it, we spoke about Kollel. We spoke about Daf. If anybody wants to sponsor breakfast, it's about $500. You can sponsor the breakfast. Meanwhile, I'm sponsoring them. What? And I'm not accepting sponsorships from anybody that gives a lot of money to the place. Only new people. What? I said. You tell me. What time did I say?
You said breakfast is 10:30.
That's the share. Whatever. We'll give it a few minutes. We'll let them settle down. Get there. Oh, what time is share? I didn't say. You're right. Reb Chaim, I'm sorry. I don't know. When is it? How did we do last year? I think we grabbed some food. Is what? No. I thought we said 10:30 is shir. Davening is at 8:30. So when is davening over? 10. No way. With Musaf and Oshanas and Hallel? On a regular day, it takes an hour here. What are you talking about? No way. Before 10? Okay, so before 10, they're saying, before 10, we're going to be in there. 10:30 share, okay? 10:30 share. Can we move on? We have 3 minutes to do this whole moment. We'll talk about breakfast later. I'm super excited. That's all I wanted to tell you. Super excited. Next. Wow, that was bad. Reb Shimon Omer. You probably could erase all that. Right? Says Reb Shimon, the famous pasuk, B'chagam matzos, B'chagam Shavuos. There's a certain order. Pesach, Shavuos, Sukkos. Kol shabba b'chagam matzos, b'chagam Shavuos, u'b'chag hasukos. If it could come on one, it comes on all. Since you can't bring a carbon tide on Pesach because it's chametz, and you cannot bring it on Sukkos either. Maybe Adam Tidasi b'chag Sukkos. You could mishum simcha. So now, for this, shami simcha, you have to eat meat. What kind of meat? That came from a carbon. What carbon? I don't care. If you bring a taida, you have leftover meat. Ain't simcha ela b'basar. Doesn't even say yain. Basar in those days. So I can bring anything. But it doesn't work. I can't use my carbon taida to be yaitza shalmi chagiga. That's a whole different carbon. Okay. Again, shalmi simcha is to fill in the gaps. I just have steaks. It doesn't matter from what. Shalmi chagiga is a chayva. Red, you have to bring it. Now, where is the machlokes that we're trying to get to that's similar to our machlokes? Pshita, of course you can't bring chametz on Pesach. No, it's not chametz yet. It's not Pesach yet. It's Erev Pesach. And you cannot bring a carbon taida on Erev Pesach. Why? Because the famous concept that since I have X amount of hours to eat my carbon, but on Erev Pesach, I'm limited to the amount of time I'm allowed to eat chametz until the beginning of the 5th hour. So all my bread is going to go to waste. I'm taking Hachacham and putting it in the garbage. You're not allowed to do that. You have to give yourself enough time to finish it. So I can't force myself. I can't pressure myself. So that's why I don't bring it on Erev. On Pesach, of course you can't bring it. But even Erev Pesach I can't bring it. Why can't I bring it on Shavuos? Kosovar, Nidorim, Unidovis, Ein Craving B'Yontif. Here we go. You see? Here's the machlok. We hold Nidorim and Nidovis, Ein Craving B'Yontif. And a taida, a carbon taida, is what? On a dava. And you can't bring in a dava on Yontif. Oh, maybe all them does b'chag Sukkos. You could bring it on Sukkos when Emas, Ilam Yontif Atzmoi. You can't bring it on the Yontif itself. You can't bring it on Shavuos because it's Yontif. You can't bring it on Sukkos because it's Yontif. Ela b'chal Shemayed. Chal Shemayed on Sukkos, Geshmak. Mamash, in Yonah the Yomer. Reb Shimon Omer, Arei Omer, b'chag HaMatzos, b'chag HaShavuos, b'chag HaSukkos. Kol sheba b'chag HaMatzos, ba b'chag HaShavuos, u'ba b'chag HaSukkos. If you can bring it on one, you can bring it on all. V'chol shaloi b'chag HaMatzos. Since you can't bring it on Pesach, and u'ba b'chag HaShavuos, b'chag HaSukkos. Mas k'lo Reb Zeirom. Hashta salusei misaltinon. If I could uproot a tree, says Rashi, from the ground on Chalamoyed, nidarmin nedavis mebaya. I could shecht an animal on Yontif, and I could uproot a tree on Chalamoyed. So I can't shecht an animal on Chalamoyed. Amar Abaya. Yeah, again, you're not allowed to uproot a tree on Yontif. But I could shecht an animal on Yontif. So if I could uproot a tree on Chalamayid, of course I could shecht a neder and a dove on Chalamayid. There's no machlokes when it comes to be makriv carbon. Keep legal and make him Allah about the acher. Look at this pasuk. It says, "Kisidor neder lashem lekecha loisa acher l'shalmoi." If I said I'm going to bring a carbon a dava, I cannot be late. Now, what does late mean? How late? 1 day, a year? How much time do I have? Oh, so that's the three-way machlokes here. Big machlokes. Tanakam Sovar Shalish Regolim Omer Achmana. It says in the pasuk Shalish Regolim, so it could be Afilu Shaleik Sidron. Meaning, if you made your neder right over here, let's say, so It's Shavuos, Sukkot, Pesach. I must bring it by Pesach. I have 3 Yom Tov, and that's it. Shall I consider? Sorry. So it goes like this. No. What I just said is shtuyot. Erase. It goes like this. If a person brought it right over here, he said he's going to bring it over here. So you got to go all the way, Pesach, Shavuos, Sukkot. You have to find this. So Shaloi Consider means you have to go, you'll be 5 Yom Tov away. You have a long time to bring it because you got to go like the Pasuk. The Pasuk says, Shalosh B'am Shana Yoragos B'chag HaMatzos, B'chag HaShavuos, B'chag HaSukkos. So Mela, you have to go 1, 2, 3. I put over here 1, 2, 3. Reb Shimon Shaloi Consider in, Shaloi Consider in light. Okay, fine. You're right. Shaloi, like I said in the beginning. 1, 2, 3. Reb Shimon Savar Kisidron in Shaloi Kisidron. It has to be Pesach, Shavuos, Sukkos. So Memela, I always have to get to Pesach, Sukkos, Shavuos. So if I was knighted the carbon a minute after Pesach, so Shavuos is nothing, Sukkos is nothing, and now I have Pesach, Shavuos, Sukkos. So it's possible to have a situation where I'm 5 Yom Tovim away. Maybe Adam Toidasa b'Chag HaSukkos, you bring it on Sukkos. Again, we're talking about Sukkos. Emas. If it's a Chol Moed, then there's no difference between him and the Tanakama. El B'Yontif. Oh, and now you see the Machlokes. Because Sav and Adar is craving B'Yontif. Here's a mandama that says you do bring a neder nadav on Yontif, and we had before mandama that says ain't craving B'Yontif. Umayshna Chag HaSukkos denokat. Why does it say Chag HaSukkos in the pasuk when the Torah is already talking about Sukkos in the pasuk beforehand? Reb Eliezer, Reb Shimon, Tamei Desan, Reb Shimon Omer, Lo Yoymar Chag HaSukkos Shaboy Yekaz Medaber Lo Monemar Lo Yoymar Shezeh Aharon. Okay, to tell you, Pesach, Shavuos, Sukkos, it's the last one. That's your chance. The thing is, because if your only option is Sukkos, right? You were neither in a thing, so the Torah is telling you it's Sukkos now. You better bring it right now, because if you don't, you're gonna have to come to the Beis Hamikdash special. Stam, you're gonna have to make a trip all the way from wherever you live, from Efrat all the way to the Beis Hamikdash. You're there. You're not gonna come on Pesach and bring it because you can't bring it on Pesach. You can't bring it on Shavuos. Might as well do it now. Just 2 more lines. You hear this? Sukkos is the main guy. Sukkos is what causes, and you bring it on Sukkos. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.